I talk a lot about why I think Bitcoin is such a great investment, but I want to give you the bear case, a structured breakdown of the different scenarios that could possibly change my mind about Bitcoin, that could drive it to irrelevance or maybe even to zero, even if I think they're unlikely. And spoiler alert, none of these have anything to do with the price. We're talking about if there was a violation of core principles, a failure to respond to an existential threat in time, if a better, more secure, decentralized alternative achieves network effects and adoption, and if there was global coordination to suppress usage to the point where the liquidity, the people who put their money in Bitcoin because they trust it and want to use it, dries up in a severe or permanent way. So number one, things that could challenge like the core dynamics of Bitcoin. The first one is if there was some sort of governance or protocol failure, because at its core, more than anything else, Bitcoin is a network, okay? A network of users whose computers run the same code, the Bitcoin protocol. If a small group of them, developers, miners who have a lot of like computing power, who mine a lot of blocks, other key stakeholders, somebody like Michael Saylor, gained unilateral control, and they pushed through controversial changes like the decision to remove the hard cap on the supply if they decided to censor transactions, Bitcoin would lose the most valuable thing it has going for it, which is its core trust assumption. All these people who use it trust it. And I want to point out that this is very unlikely, but it's possible. Monero right now is undergoing a consensus level potential network attack, and it's big. Not as big as Bitcoin, but another thing that could happen in the same vein is that there could be a hard fork. Maybe the Bitcoin community splits along a line of ideology and it goes wrong. If there are two or more competing chains that emerge from a hard fork, that's what a hard fork is. When the chain splits in two, the ledger splits off, these computers maintain this copy going forward, and these users, they maintain this copy, abide by these new rules. That could affect liquidity, right? Some of the money's going to go over here, some of it's going to go over here. It could damage the brand enough that neither chain regains dominance. And forks have happened in Bitcoin's history, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, but that could be a challenge. The opposite problem is if there was like, the network was too slow to react in the face of a big problem, like governance paralysis, because there are serious threats coming like quantum computing. And the Bitcoin community is mostly like aligned around how to address them, but it's a democratic thing. And so there could be a lot of stagnation. It could be slow to make a decision in a way that allows a critical vulnerability to linger until it gets exploited and then it's too late. That brings us to